Friends, the theory of quantum mechanics that Schrödinger and Heisenberg proposed works only for non relativistic phenomena, and the phenomena which we are going to learn, that is pair production, is not a non relativistic phenomena, it is a relativistic phenomena. So it is useless to attempt to explain the pair production phenomena by means of classical physics, because even non relativistic quantum mechanics fails utterly to explain it. Dirac explained the pair production phenomena by using the relativistic quantum mechanics. Although the non relativistic quantum mechanics was immensely successful in explaining a wide range of phenomena, Dirac in 1928, by using the relativistic quantum mechanics, predicted the existence of a new particle, that is positron, an antiparticle of electron. This antiparticle have the same mass as the electron and an equal but opposite positive charge. This positron later was discovered by Anderson in 1930, 2 years, just 4 years after the prediction of the positron by Dirac. While studying the trails left by cosmic rays in a cloud chamber that was observed by the Anderson. When high frequency electromagnetic radiation passes through a foil, individual photons of the radiation disappear by producing a pair of particles, an electron and a positron. This process is called pair production. Anderson often such a process by exposing a lead foil to cosmic rays from outer space, which contained highly energetic X-rays. Due to charge, momentum, and energy conservation, pair production cannot occur in empty space. So, point to be noted that is important is pair production cannot occur in empty space. To happen it for conservation of charge, momentum, and energy, there is a need of massive nucleus with which the photon can interact and transfer its part of the momentum. So, in this process, photon interacts with the nucleus, with the external field of the nucleus, and provides transfer its sum of momentum to the nucleus. So, an electron positron pair is produced when photon comes near, when photon comes near and interacts with the nucleus. Also, since nucleus is massive in comparison to electron and positron, its kinetic energy can be ignored while writing equation of conservation of energy. So, energy conservation dictates that incoming energy of the photon is equal to energy of the electron plus energy of the positron plus energy of the nucleus. So energy of the electron is made up of two parts: rest mass energy of the electron plus kinetic energy of the electron, plus similarly the energy of the positron is made up of two parts: rest mass energy of the positron plus kinetic energy of the positron, plus the energy of the nucleus is equal to the kinetic energy of the nucleus, which is almost equal to 2 mec square plus kinetic energy of the electron plus kinetic energy of the positron. And here we are keeping the kinetic energy of the nucleus almost zero, as nucleus is very massive compared to the electron and the positron. Therefore, we have the energy conservation relation almost equal to h cross omega almost equal to 2 mec square plus kinetic energy of the electron plus kinetic energy of the positron. We have written En is equal to Kn. It represents the recoil energy of the nucleus, which is purely kinetic. Photon cannot produce an electron or a positron alone, for electric charge would not be conserved. Also, a massive object such as the nucleus must participate in the process to take away some of the photon's momentum, as I told earlier, that is must to occur the pair production. So friends, in the many competitive examination it is asked that whether pair production is possible without any aid of nuclei. So friends, it is purely not possible in empty space. There is must to present nucleus for occurring the pair production. Friends, there is also a inverse of pair production called the pair annihilation. In pair annihilation, two particles collide together and they produce the two photon. So in this case, in pair annihilation, electron and positron collide, they annihilate each other and give rise to electromagnetic radiation. That is, electron plus positron give rise to photon. This clearly explains why the positrons do not last long in the nature, as they as the positron interacts with the electron and annihilate. When a positron is generated in pair production, so it passes through the matter and interacts by losing some of its energy after colliding with an electron. The collision of a positron with an electron produces a hydrogen like atom known as positronium with a mean lifetime of 10 to the power minus 10 second. Positronium is like the hydrogen atom where the proton is replaced by the positron. Unlike pair production, energy and momentum can simultaneously be conserved in pair annihilation process without any additional aid of the external field or mass such as the nucleus. The pair production process is a direct consequence of the energy mass equation of Einstein, that is E is equal to mc square. So in the pair production, pure energy is converted into mass, and in the pair annihilation, mass is converted into the pure energy. All subatomic particles, have antiparticles. Even neutral particles have antiparticles. For example, neutron has antiparticle, antineutron. So these are the things which I wanted to discuss under the pair production and pair annihilation. Now let us solve a problem based on the pair production. The problem states that calculate the minimum energy of a photon. Minimum energy of a photon so that it converts into electron and positron pair. Also find the photon's frequency and wavelength. So let us solve this problem. Friends, we will use this relationship which we just derived. So, to find the minimum energy of a photon required to produce an electron positron pair, the kinetic energy of the electron and positron should be minimum, that will be 0, so that this energy of the photons would be minimum. It would be minimum only when the electron and positrons remain in a rest position. Their kinetic energy are 0. Therefore, the energy of the photon minimum would be equal to 2 mec square, where mec square is the rest mass energy of the electron, and we know that this is equal to 0.511 million electron volt. Friends, sometimes it is asked in the competitive examination what is the rest mass energy of the electron or positron in million electron volt. So this is a very important relationship, very important value. We must remember it for always. So this gives E minimum is equal to 1.02 million electron volt. That means photon must have the energy equal to 1.02 million electron volt to produce electron and positron pair. Otherwise, photon can't be in a position to produce the electron and positron pair unless it has the energy equal to the 1.02 million electron volt. So it may be asked also like that, what will be the minimum value for the photon to produce the electron positron pair in a objective type questions. So you must remember this value also. Now we have to find the photon's frequency and wavelength. If the photon's energy is smaller than 1.02 million electron volt, so no pair will be produced. So photon frequency can be calculated by from this formula only. H nu is equal to 1.02 million electron volt. So we will use nu is equal to 2 mEc square by h, and after substituting the value of mass of the electron, that is equal to 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg, and value of this speed of light 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second square, we get nu is equal to 2.47 into 10 to the power 220 hertz. We have used the value of Planck constant h is equal to 6.63 into 10 to the minus 34 joule second. And from this we can calculate the wavelength of the photon. Lambda is equal to c by nu. So this gives 1.2 into 10 to the power minus 12 meter. So this is very important question which is used to ask in the academics as well as the competitive examination. So prepare it. Friends, hope you enjoyed this video lecture, and if you have any doubts, please let me know, and share this video to all your friends in large number so that they can also learn, and subscribe the channel for upcoming video. Thank you friends.